Okay, here we are live. Hello, hello, welcome everyone. Saturday again. I love Saturday morning, and today is Saturday, January 23rd already. It's like 2016 is kind of flying, so I hope we are enjoying maximum every second, every minute here. But again, Saturday is 10 a.m. to people like us here that I call them conscious entrepreneurs, in the sense that we have this enough consciousness to realize that we stand up for our dreams, for our passions inside. We make peace with the money, financial energy. We choose to be, or to unfold, if you want, to be the masters of creations that I think we are, and is a process to learn that and to let go all the old consciousness, victimhood, powerless, and to really jump into this new frequency of all is possible and to master it. So it's true that we have to let go old stuff, but to be surrounded with people like us and to study books like we are studying, in this case with Abraham Hicks, is a privilege to me. And I really see, and I love to get more and more deeper, that the more together we are, or the more people we are doing this work, the more we are really changing not only our lives but also our world. Okay, so all the scarcity and the pain and all the suffering that we see around is really the effect of our own level of consciousness in a collective manner, right? So let's change that individually. Let's have the right and find the right to enjoy our lives maximum, to vibrate really high, because I believe that that's what can really erase, lower frequencies and more density experiences in life. So welcome, conscious entrepreneurs. We have new people here, and I know I have new people on the other side too. And I just want to say to everyone, if you want to be on the panel here with us, that is more engaging, more aliveness, maybe you instead of writing your questions, you can ask them verbally, and to really give your input, that I think all of us, we are going here together. Remember you will need a special link, so you have to email Arne, A-R-N-E, at unlimitednetwork.com, and he will send you the link that is necessary to be on the panel. But welcome everyone, the ones that we are here and the ones that are on the other side or listening the recording, that we have the entire week under unlimitednetwork.com/mastermind. Okay, so we can always nurture this. And I tell you, we are doing this now for 3 years, I believe in May is going to be. And it is powerful, drop by drop, like to really be comfortable in this level of consciousness and thinking. So thank you for dedicating some time to your own evolution, I will say, and your own prosperity. And that said, just for the new people that we are here, I want to say the way that we like to engage here is that, yes, we choose a book to study. In this case, we are studying The Money and the Law of Attraction. And we read it in this time together here. But we cut, it's like when you have some comment or you have let's say a question, because topic is radical for sure, what we are learning here. Stop or write your question so we can read it here, or please open the microphone and say, stop, I have something to say here. Because really the intention is to get this frequency, this work, these teachings deep in our DNA, in our conditioning, in our new mind. And we don't do that just by reading a book. We do that by integrating, sharing, and to really take it personal. How can I apply this in my own life, or how is this reflecting my own life, and to share that so we can empower other people. Okay, so don't just open your microphone and say it loud when you want to say something. Okay.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know which countries we are present here.
Yes, because we are becoming international now. We always were. We have to start saying that Arne is Swedish, I am originally from Spain, my mom is French, my dad is Peruvian. What a cocktail of let's say, different places that we come together. I really see that we are, just one consciousness here. But we are from We have people from Spain, Celio. We have people from Russia, Daniel. Argentino, really, originally, I believe. And then Beryl, I don't really know where you are from. Where
The
are you living?
Netherlands.
Oh,
Netherlands.
really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
In a
great,
different
great.
time zone, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Well, listen, that's I love to see, like a flower spreading all the petals out and see, to change ourselves and our world.
Yes, indeed.
It's really a passion for me to do that. So I see that Doc Fran, welcome, good morning. So I think we are ready to start reading. And we stop, Doc Frank, on page 185, and I was just inspiring everyone to stop if we need, to really take these teachings deeply and to share as much as we can, so we make it very, very human journey. We are. I really see that we all walk and go through the same things, and we can support each other a lot. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, ready, Doc Fran? I don't know if he's ready. Hello? Well, if not, I start to read. I don't know if he left or something, but...
He might have something, trouble, technical.
Maybe technical trouble.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I only see your casket there. You need to...
Yeah.
I want to... Yes, now. Hello.
All right. Well,
good.
We had we're having very high winds here today, and we just had one of our famous Florida power glitches just about 3 minutes before So anyway, it takes 10 minutes to boot up and get back online here.
So that's the same thing like if you are in Costa Rica here, like in the jungle. That also happened in Florida. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is very exciting. I see a lot of new people on our panel this morning. So
yes.
How delightful.
Yes, and we are ready. We are ready to start, Doc Fran, and the page is 185, just for you to know where we
left it. My career.
Yes.
Good. All right, I'll jump right into it. I'm so sorry for delaying the call here, but Monica, it sounded like you covered it perfectly for me. So let's start. Abraham is teaching us here today. What is holding back my career? Jerry asks, what would you say to those who are moving toward their first field of employment or making a career change or are considering things like income or growth potential, product or service demand, and so forth, and trying to decide what direction to take? Abraham responds, the life you have already lived has caused you to determine the details of the experience you are looking for, and the perfect situation is already lined up for you. Your work right now is not to get out there and find the perfect set of circumstances, but instead to allow the unfolding of the circumstances that will lead you right to a position that satisfies the myriad of intentions that you have come to through your life experience. In other words, you never know more clearly what it is that you do want than when you are living what you do not want. So, not having enough money causes you to ask for more money. An unappreciative employer makes you ask for someone, who appreciates your talent and willingness. A job that asks very little from you causes you to desire something that inspires more clarity and expansion through you. A job that requires a long commute in traffic gives birth to a desire for work that is
And can you hear me, Jay? Hello?
I can hear you, Monica. I hear you. I don't hear Doc. I lost Doc.
Okay.
We got, like you said, there's major winds blowing through here.
I think Doc Frank got blown away.
Yeah.
We got like 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So anything.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay. Woohoo. Wow. Well, let's be a little patient, surrender here a little bit, and open the space for that. If he doesn't come
I
back,
actually have some comments already,
oh, he left.
believe it or
Yeah.
not. And like Abraham starts off with, how should we they can hear you.
Now, yes.
Can you hear me now?
Now, yes.
I don't know. We have some technical stuff this morning. It looks like we're so many here. Anyway, uh, uh, I think you can hear me now. So the going into a job, and it's almost a trick situation, I think, from God or whatever. Uh, and so when we open up for a job situation or our work to flow easily through us, or the easy path. It's not like we go out and work hard at it. So I've been fortunate in my life to have a lot of those situations, but then I get tricked. So things is going very easily, and then suddenly it's not going easily, and it's to test me or to see, make me grow more and get a right understanding of how the universe works, because I find myself being very scared when I have this job or being an entrepreneur. I'm working with this project or this company, this other company, and everything is going good, and then suddenly it does not go good, and the income stops in that place, and everything is going downhill, and I get scared. At that moment, I'm missing the point. I'm missing the whole point of what's going on, and it's reminding me to get the correct understanding. And the correct understanding is the job is not my source. Source is my source. The fountain of God, the fountain of the universe is flowing all the time, and it's coming sometimes, and it's coming through me. And then I see the results with having a good company to work with, and I'm very happy. And then suddenly that is no longer good. Instead of staying with the right understanding, I get fearful, to remind me to stay with the right understanding, which is that the universe is flowing through me, and today it's flowing through this company and this manifestation. Tomorrow it's flowing through a different manifestation, but the source is still the source, and the object that appears to be, oh, I got a really good job, that is not the source. So to remind myself to come back to the right thinking and feel safe in the arms of the universe, that I am always provided for, and it takes different shapes every day, and to go with the flow and feel safe and trusting the source. So that's kind of bottom line. Basically, what we need to do here to know that the source is the source always.
Thank you, Arne. And I love that we can make it so real, because it's easy to say, but when you cannot pay your mortgage, or you really are seeing, like the bank account goes down and all that stuff, that I went through that. I think that what you were saying right now is profound, to really understand that there is some fear, here, instead of complete trust and in total alignment with our true nature. No, we are cleaning up a lot of fear and a lot of limitations, and a lot of conditioning, past. So, how you do that, that is the path for us, I think, So not only to nurture, what is super positive here. For me, the word allow the perfect circumstances to appear, that's a level of trust that comes from my own connection with my inner world and my spirit inside, Nobody's going to, how many people have, I don't know, they have betrayed me or say something that is not true. I have a lot of arguments that I can say, I don't know if this world is safe, or I don't know if this you know, the work is here, or, you know, in my country, you see there is so many people without work, you know, and employment or whatever. So it's really an inner journey here that I want to support all of us to be very gentle with, you know. When we are afraid of, we are going to create more fear. So we have to take the time to switch that internally, you know, so we can vibrate in a different frequency and we can attract different circumstances that can guide us. But for me, for sure, needed, you know, to develop a lot of trust and a lot of patience, because to allow is very different than to make it. And I was very goal-oriented and masculine, you know, oriented in saying action, 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 you know. And then there is a period where suddenly it's like, that's not working anymore. I'm exhausted, you know. So let's relax and see what happens here. And to start to love myself and everything that come up, you know, unconditionally. So I think we really need to empower each other and support each other to learn how to allow, how to trust, how to release that fears and that thoughts, you know, the you-yous that I said. I remember opening my bank account on the computer, you know, and seeing $32. I remember, you know, it's like, oh my gosh. It's like, you know, it's like I never experienced anything like that. It's like, what I'm going to do, and the mind starts to run the show, you know, and then this and then that, and ooh, stop, let's come here, take a deep breath. Oh my gosh, call your Holy Spirit, your inner spirit, you know, to help you to take care of that moment so you can release it, you know. So I think that's very important. But looks like the wind really blow out dog front today. So I'm going to continue reading here, okay? Any other comments? I continue. If not, you open your microphone, okay, and you scream to us so we can listen. Yes. Do you have something to say, Beryl?
No, just my eyes are watered. It's so lovely how you say, and I understand there's a point in our lives that really we realize nothing we do force works. There's something else bigger going on, and that something else knows what's best for us, and everything at the end works out well indeed. We all know that deep inside somewhere we have this information that it's going to be all right at the end. But
Exactly.
while through we are going to this process, how can we do it easier, lovelier, experience nicer things?
Yes.
Get into touch with people, inspiring people like we do right now. I really appreciate this service that you provide. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. You're welcome. And yes, you are totally right. Surround yourself with people that have the same intention. And then, you know, we nurture each other here and grow together. And it's really passion. I mean, I feel a lot of passion for changing the consciousness of our world, you know. So let's go for it. Let's keep reading here and see what else we can learn. Let's see. So we are learning to allow the importance of that, okay? And now it says, I start in the paragraph here. So, not having enough money causes you to ask for more money. And an appreciative employer makes you ask for someone who appreciates your talent and willingness. A job that asks very little from you causes you to desire something that inspires more clarity and expansion through you. A job that requires a long commute in traffic gives birth to a desire for work that is closer to where you live. This is so beautiful. I mean, the contrast, you know, and so on. We would like to convey to anyone looking for a change in their work environment. It is already queued up for you in a sort of vibrational escrow. Your work is to align with what your past and current experiences have helped you identify that you want. I'm going to read that again, okay? Your work is to align with what your past and current experiences have helped you identify that you want. So we appreciate everything that happened in our life because that really target, you know, the new direction that we want to take. So take note. It may sound strange, but the fastest way to an improved work environment is to look for things in your current environment that make you feel good. Most people do exactly the opposite by pointing out the flaws in where they stand in an effort to justify an improved environment. But since the law of attraction always gives you more of whatever you are giving your attention to, If your attention is upon unwanted things, then more unwanted things are on the way as well. When you leave one situation because of the unwanted things that are present, you find the essence of the same unwanted things in your next environment as well. We don't resolve anything, but we keep targeting to the contrast here. Think and speak of what you do want. Make lists of things that are pleasant about where you are. Think excitedly about the improvements that you are on the way to you, De-emphasize what you do not like. Emphasize what you do like. Otherwise, the universe responds to your improved, observe the universe's response to your improved vibration. Again, focus on what's good, what's working, what feels good. At the end, the goal really is to learn how to feel good all the time, that frequency. I will seek reasons to feel good. Jerry asked. So in other words, unless people now focus on what they do want and get their focus off of what they don't want in their current or previous position, they will just continue to, in some form, recreate a negative situation. Abraham says, that is absolutely correct. No matter how justified you are in your negative emotion, you are still messing up your future. Oh my gosh, this is so powerful, we could just get this simplicity here, Where do we focus? Most of you have given enough thought to what you want to keep you happily busy for 10 or 20 lifetimes. But your manifestations cannot get to you because your door is closed. And the reason that your door is closed is because you are so busy complaining about what is, or busy defending where you now stand. Look for reasons to feel good. And in your joy, what happened? You open your microphone on. Look for reasons to feel good. And in your joy, you open the door. And as you open your door, all of these things that you have said, I want, in quotes, can then flow in. And it is our expectation that under those conditions, you would live happily ever after, which, after all, is that which you have truly intended as you have come forth into this career of physical life experience. So we are doing good, guys. Learning little by little here, to feel good. Yes, Arne.
Yeah, I've been thinking about, even talking with you the last few days about the topic of desire and want. So when we want that new job, or in an example in our place here, when we want to move back to Florida from Costa Rica, when the want comes from a need, then it doesn't manifest. And but then there is a like catch-22 when we're not in the state of wanting, but we are in the state of essential desire, a spontaneous action coming through us, or feeling coming through us, then it will manifest immediately. So the difference between wanting and having a profound desire that doesn't come from I need to do something different because I don't like what I have. I want to change because what I have I don't like. Then I'm in the negative and I don't create change. So then we have to move into the state of I love what I have and it's great, fantastic, and maybe there is some kind of essential desire coming from spirit out. Then that can manifest going downstream, going with the flow, not to correct a problem. And I think Abraham Hicks, they're talking about, well, the contrast. Yeah, but the contrast has to come from, not from, the contrast will manifest when I'm able to not need it to manifest. It's just a happy day. So it's a very tricky balance between desire and wanting. and needing. Because if we are in the needing, we are in the lack, and we create more lack. We have to come into the fulfillment, and everything is perfect. Well, if everything is perfect, then we have no reason to change it. So and then it will change. It's like a catch-22, and it's I think I've been stuck in that angle between those two a long time, and maybe somebody else can say it in clearer words than I just did.
Well, let's transfer what you are saying right now to the topic of money, because I remember my first motivation to develop a prosperity conscious was because I needed money, you know, and it's very human, I would say. I think we go through this journey, I believe, to wake up spiritually. That's my belief or my opinion, you know. But if we bring that to money, for example, you know, and every time that you talk about money, or every time that you think about money, or every time that you open the bank account or whatever, you feel the you know, like, oh my God. I mean, that is the frequency that is creating your present time. So the mastery here is, even though at this very moment your perception and your experience that we need money, or you need money, or I need money, you know, how can I feel safe and good, like if I had the money right here and now? And to master that ability that we have to vibrate in the frequency that we choose by choosing the thoughts that we want to think, and we know that the consequences are different vibration, that is the mastery, you know. So to me, it's like always be patient with the journey, you know, just be very aware of what it is that you're feeling. We are waking up really enough that we sense our frequency already. And if you feel, you know, constrictive, fear, or whatever, just welcome it. Don't deny it, you know, welcome it, and then make love with it. That's the way I call it, you know, embrace it, and they say, wow, whew, you know, thanks of my awareness here, you are being released, you know. And now I have more space to really check, you know, how do I feel in present time without this burden here, without this negativity that I'm releasing right now, without this fear, you know. And that new frequency, the more we embody it, the more it's going to attract, you know, situations that will help us to vibrate that frequency more and more, you know. So I wanted to put it on the money thing, because really prosperity, even though I tell you, in 3 years, the growth that I experienced between that money is really not the key. But, you know, I heard it and I read it and but I get it right now. You know, money is not the solution. I tell you, you can get right now $10,000 at this today, or $60,000 that we want today, right now. In 1 month, you are in the same situation if you don't change, okay, your own frequency here. So we are here to master the power that we have about changing the frequency of our vibration, of our being, you know. And let's learn how to do that, I think. So thank you, Arne, for pointing, you know, so beautiful.
That's actually an interesting test that they did in Tibet about 100 years ago. So that they took all the wealth from all the rich people and distributed all the money in Tibet equally to all the people. And within, I think within 20 years, all the wealth had shifted back to the people that had the money to begin with. They had the money again. The people that were poor before, they were poor again. So it really points to what you say here. We need to change it from inside for it to become a permanent new. We have to become the new thing instead of wanting it as something external.
Exactly, thank you. I like the example of 20 years, you know, give me a lot of hope. You know, I remember Catherine Ponder with the dynamic laws of prosperity. I remember an example of this guy that was driving a truck, and he had a dream of, you know, giving to his family a beautiful home and seeing in the garage 2 cars and, you know, financially free and blah, blah. And he was working with all the teachings that Catherine Ponder was teaching us there. And then 10 years later, and I love it to hear, because I'm in the journey now for 5 years, 6 years, you know, and I love it. I love it. I'm more and more passionate about it. But, you know, to really manifest my dream, maybe it takes me, you know, 4 more years or 5 more years, but let's enjoy the path, you know. So I love to hear, yeah, takes some time to manifest, because we are not the masters yet, but it's possible, okay? So be patient with your journey, okay? Okie dokie.
One more thing. To the people that are watching the live streaming, if you have a question, you can type it in the question field there, and we will get it and we will respond. And for you people here on the panel, if you want to speak, just unmute your microphone, and Monica will notice that you want to speak.
Okay, so do I want to or do I have to? Jerry asked. Through my early years, while we lived on a series of 40-acre farms in Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas, I did many different things to earn money, all of them very hard work and none of them fun. From picking berries to raising and selling chickens, to planting, harvesting, and selling tomatoes, to chopping and selling firewood, I earned quite a bit of money for those times, but I didn't enjoy my work at all. Then, during my high school years in New Orleans, I worked at another series of non-fun jobs as a roofer, a sheet metal mechanic, and an elevator operator. The first job I had that was any fun at all was being a lifeguard at Pontchartrain Beach. I guess I was like most others around me, and it didn't occur to me that fun and earning money could coincide. During the time I was doing all of that not fun, very hard work, I was doing fun things after work. I got together with other kids in the park at night and played my guitar, and I sang at church and in the choir with the New Orleans Opera. I led a Cub Scout group, performed acrobatics, and volunteered as a teacher of gymnastics and dance. I did many wonderful fun things, but didn't earn money from any of them. However, once I became an adult, I never again worked very long at any I didn't enjoy. Instead, I became self-employed. And those things I did been doing free for fun, I just kept doing. But then I started receive money in return for performing them. I hadn't been training for or planning for a career in music or singing or dancing or acrobatics. But then the sheet metal workers union called a strike, and while I was out of work, a man at the YMCA gym asked me to join El Gran Circo de Santos y Artigas, that I know how to say, in Cuba as an aerial bar performer, as an artist. And so I didn't go in the secure, quote, in quotes, direction in roofing and sheet metal that my father wanted me to plan for it. It paid a steady wage, and I was trained for it and was very good at it, even though I disliked so much about it. But as a result of the unwanted union strike, I turned easily in the direction of what then became a truly joyous life of adventure and earnings. I began as an acrobat with that Cuban circus, and then stayed in show business in one aspect or another for over 20 years. Abraham says, "Hear how the details of your life clearly demonstrate the things we have been offering here. Do you see how those early years of working so hard at things you did not enjoy help you to not only identify what you did not want, but also help you to determine what you did prefer? And even though you were working as a teenager still at things you did not enjoy doing, you were spending a great deal of your time, every spare minute really, doing things that you really did like very much to do. So the two parts of your equation for joyful creation were in place. The hard work caused you to ask, your time playing music and doing the gymnastic and such that you love put you in a chronic place of allowing, and then through the path of least resistance, the universe delivered to you a viable path to get the freedom, growth, and joy that you wanted. Because of the intense unpleasantness of those early years of very hard work, you were one of the few who was strange enough or weird enough or different enough to allow yourself to seek your bliss. And that led to many things that you had come to desire. Most people feel a stark difference between the things that they want to do and the things that they believe they have to do. And most have put anything that earns money in the category of things that I have to do. That is why the money often comes so hard, and that is why there is usually not enough.
Let's see if somebody has something to say.
But I didn't finish the paragraph. You can give me a minute. Yeah. If you are wise enough to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts, you will discover that that blissful path will lead you to all things you desire by deliberately looking for positive aspects along your way. You will come into vibrational alignment with who you really are and with the things you really want. And once you do that, the universe must deliver to you a viable means to achieve your desires. Okay, so let's really detect here what do I like and what I don't, and to start to focus on, again, feeling good. I mean, the entire book, really, if we have to say one thing. But like Arne says, who would like to say a little bit about this, how perfect is life, even though we suffer because we attach to it, you know? But all the things that we didn't like in our past, you know, like to really, you know, I have to go to work. I mean, I spent some years there, you know. And but all that is helping us to fortify the contrast, you know. It's like I want an easy work, and how many people we work from home today, you know? And in the past we needed to go with the horses, you know, or whatever, you know, like really, really into the cold and suffering and physical effort, you know. So I don't know if you feel that you have something to say, Arne.
Yeah, it's yeah, but they didn't. Oh yeah, let's have
Maybe
Barrington.
yeah, I've got something to say. When I
Yes,
started
please.
to meditate and started to observe the thoughts in my mind, I became more clear that a thought in my mind turns, I don't have enough money, I have to accumulate some money, I have to work hard. All thoughts, well, maybe I didn't make it myself. I learned during my life experience. Sorry, my dog came. um, and I learned those things were repeating in my mind all the time, and I was not aware of that. I was
Exactly.
acting with those thoughts without being aware of that, and I was always stressful that, oh, I have to earn money, I have to go to work, I have to do that. And once I noticed that that thought somehow came to my mind and turning in my mind, okay, I've written a check to myself. And I wish everybody plays this once in a lifetime. I've written a check on a paper. I've written 10 million euros to my name. And then I've written down, I will write down what I'm buying now. Really, look at the website. Exactly which house, what price. Just I opened real estate websites, which house I'm buying now with this money, 10 million euros, and it's really there. And I seriously started to think about what I'm doing now, what I'm doing tomorrow. Am I going to work? If I'm going to work, where am I? What I'm doing? Actually, I noticed that I don't need 10 million euros to make the life that I wish to make. How did that scary thought come to my mind? I don't need this to feel secure, actually. And I found out I really want to go to work tomorrow, actually, because I want to contact to other lovely people. I want to exchange ideas. I want to brainstorm on new topics. I really enjoy it. But how it could be in another way. I could do all the things that I've done in a different way by having fun instead of trying to look at what time is it, I have to go to work to do my hobby, and when am I going to have holiday, do I have enough money on my bank account, and such stuff. I don't know how we make those ideas, but we do. And well, it's not because I'm totally cured. I still have such things coming and going in my daily life, but I hope we all increase our consciousness about what's going on in our minds and increase our joy.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much, Beryl. I love what you said, and to play with it. Maybe we have to play, 10 more years, like I was saying before. Let's have fun on the way, right? Jay, welcome.
Good morning, welcome. One of the things I found interesting was the part with, where he was a sheet metal worker, and yeah, if I understand right, it's probably his family was in the trades, and we're 90% of the people, I think, you're directed in life as, oh, your father was a doctor, you're a doctor. Your father worked here, you do this. Your family is involved in this. I was involved in the trades all my life. I grew up in the trades. I worked union jobs, since I was a little kid. And probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, my dad always said, learn a trade, learn to work with your hands, so no matter what happens, they can never take that away from you. But I didn't want to be in that business because it was, you were going to work all your life, when because my dad did it all his life, and he goes, look, when I'm 50, I'm still doing what I did when I was 20. He always wanted me to be better, but he taught me that. And when I was, when I was young, I went and got involved in the casino industry, very interesting. And I've had a very strange path and done a lot of different things and been involved in a lot of different situations. But I think most people are guided by and started out doing something that they really don't want to do. It's because of someone other's path that they're led that way. And I came back out of the casino industry for just a long series of different things, got back into the trades, had a super successful business, but then I had another opportunity that came my way, and my father was like, are you kidding me? And he just had a total different concept of what I was doing, and he couldn't understand why, wait, you're making money here, you have a nice little business growing, why would you jump to this? No one, and once again, no one knew the money that was involved in what I was doing. It was, once again, an obscure niche kind of business. And I think people are afraid to step out on their own, do what they want, and they think they're comfortable in a job, and they're really uncomfortable in the job. You're going to be uncomfortable one way or the other, so choose your uncomfortableness. If there's something inside you that's eating at you to step out of that, let's just say norm, because I know, once, as I always say, and there's no disrespect, there's no one on this panel or most of the people that are listening here aren't normal. You're here for a reason. It's not the normal 97% of the the masses thinking. So I was making money, I was successful, but I was uncomfortable because I'm thinking, I'm going to do this the rest of my life. I don't want to be on a construction site every morning. I don't want to, I'm not going to have that. And even though I did, I just knew the bottom line. And that was my uncomfortableness there. And then it was also just like, you're doing something. Sometimes there's does that mean it's your stepping stone, but there's that next step, and you really need to step out and find what it is that you have to close that door or make that jump to. I'm not doing this. This is what I was made to do. This other thing is what is my passion, or is my goal, or is whatever. And I know there's always circumstances, but like I said, you're going to be uncomfortable one way or the other. So, find out what the better uncomfortableness and go for it.
Yes, wow, thank you, Jay. I can see, that this is really the spirit of entrepreneur. Entrepreneur spirit, I mean, you're not going to settle down with you should or whatever. It's inevitable. Some expansion comes from it's life force, I think, expressing itself in a new manner, where more freedom, more choice, more power is really here, So congratulations, I have my story too about switching, I mean, from medical doctor to be, an awakening coach. It's like, excuse me, but, helps me a lot. And one thing that I want to say is I'm understanding more and more lately how whatever it is that we have done in the past is perfect for us at this very moment and for our future, It's really, everything is orchestrated, So I think, the people that are suffering in their work right now, that they I have to go to work, intensity. Well, they are targeting freedom, you know. Maybe it takes longer, but I mean, the more we vibrate here, the easier we make for everybody else, you know. So thank you, Jay. That was powerful. Spiritual entrepreneur, it's the spirit of the entrepreneurs.
We can't hear you, or I can't hear you.
Monica, we cannot hear you.
And now?
Yes, now.
Yes, okay, thank you so much. So what if I pleasure attracts money? Jerry asked, for example, Esther and I had no intention of receiving income from our work with you, Abraham. We were really enjoying learning from you, and we were thrilled by the positive results we were personally receiving as we applied what we were learning. But it was never our intention for our work with you to become a business. It was an enlightening experience of just plain fun, and it still is fun, but now it has expanded dramatically into a worldwide enterprise. And Abraham says, so, are you saying that as your life experience expanded, your ideas and desire expanded also? And even though in the beginning you were not able to see or describe the details of how things would unfold, because it was fun and because you felt good, this became a powerful avenue to fulfill desires and goals that had been in place long before you met us or began this work. And Jerry says, yes, my original intention in visiting with you was to learn a more effective way to help others become more financially successful. And also, I wanted to learn how to live our lives more in harmony with the natural laws of the universe. Perfect. So we are going to stop the reading here, but we have 10 more minutes here to dialogue and to integrate this. That you know, just when we're, I mean, it's uplifting. I will say the way I feel right now. Hope, you know, there is hope. There is uplifting energy here. You know, to realize that, you know, to have fun in what we do. You know, and if you put the money as an equation of what I'm doing here is to make money, and you have resistance to money, judgments about money, memories, you know, of pain about money, all that stuff is going to be in between you and making the money that you want, you know. So I do love to have the power, the right, the permission, in capital L, let's say, to go for what we want, you know, and through the path of having fun and enjoying and to really appreciate everything that we have today, you know, even if I want to have, you know, 10 million euros, like you were saying, I love, you know, the number there. But if that's something that I would like to play with, okay, this is going to come here only because it shows up in my consciousness, you know. So let's learn how to have fun and how to really heal, I will say, the relationship with money. That is what we are doing here, you know, to have this money as a beautiful energy that supports, you know, our passion instead of I have to make it, you know. It's like, wow. So yes, Telio, I love that you opened the microphone. Welcome, welcome.
Well, I think many important points have been discussed today, you know, and one thing is we're talking about if mainstream business and mainstream work, or when we start a career, or when Jerry says he began doing his work in the farms and then he did something else and then he went to the circus. To me, that's, you know, it's like indicating you have to follow your passion, which I find is crucial. We're being taught that we have to follow our passion, but then sometimes in the mainstream business that someone is you know, placed for some reason, you can also find your passion, you know. And I have many examples in my own situation, in my own practicality. You know, maybe my passion is more geared in you know, in personal growth, and it definitely is like an objective in my life. But for the time being, I'm a businessman in the vortex of very complex business situations and meetings and whatever. And I just had an example last week. I was in Madrid in the most boring meeting that my mind could think about. But then what I brought to that meeting was passion. And it was an IRS meeting, you know, about tax and things like that, that in another moment of my life, I would have, oh my God, you know, I would have paid someone to be there, not for me to be there. But this time it's that I want to be there, but because I want to see the fun in the situation. And then it's contagious, because then the people around you, they get contagiated by that, you know. It's like a good virus. And that's incredible when you can experience that. And then something, Jay, you mentioned, I think it was incredible when you said, find the, you know, in the, if you have to be in the, leave the comfort zone, you better, you know, be comfortable in that uncomfortable zone, you know, because there is this belief that you have to get out of the comfort zone. But I also think that if you align, like we're learning right now, with your passion, the uncomfort becomes comfortable. You know, because we have this very deep belief that we have to get out of a comfort zone. But I think when you are aligned with your passion, you know, that's for me the core, the vortex. Then it becomes comfortable, and then, you know, money comes. And then what is your name, Beryl? Yes, from Holland. Beryl, you were mentioning this game of the 10 million euros. And I think, Abraham, they have an incredible game of banks, and I'm actually doing it right now. I'm putting incredible energy in that game because it's very magical. You write checks to yourself or to dreams or to things like that, and then you put the consciousness in that. And really, I get very excited when I say it, and in emotion, because it happens. A game then becomes reality, because it comes to a point when you're really aligned with that vortex, with that passion. There is no difference between the game and the reality, because in a way, money, you know, money, the big energy of money, it's not that it's a game, but it's an energy. But if we take it so seriously that we normally do, I don't think it shows up, or if it shows up, you can be a multimillionaire and be so miserable, you know, because, you know, it's not only that the lack and the desire of wanting money. Sometimes you have a lot of money, and then if you're not prepared for that energy, it comes to you and it makes you very miserable. And what you said, Arne, and it goes away. With this story of this country in the Himalayas, you know, it's definitely that. So for me, it's so crucial to understand that the point is to be aligned with your own internal energy, and then allow that the perfect life, the perfect amount of money, and the perfect situation is definitely going to manifest. Like this afternoon, I think this is a perfect mastermind, and, you know, with all these new people and this passion. I just communicated with Monica shortly before, and I told you, Monica, I'm so excited. I immediately, you know, it's like you can make it grow. It's nothing artificial. I really felt that excitement. And what's manifesting? The most incredible chapter, the most incredible company. We're so privileged. And this learning that is priceless. This is really priceless, you know, because I was excited and I communicated. I just not a thought. I told Monica, I am excited, you know, and there's so much power in that belief. It goes beyond the belief. It becomes reality. So that's my, you know.
Woohoo! Excitement here. I love it. Arne, yes?
Yeah, thank you, Celia. So, and Jay and all of you talking about the life is essentially a struggle. Like Jay, you said, you know, we're gonna have feeling uncomfortable or struggle in one way or another, and it's up to us to decide which place we want to have the struggle. But I think we're missing a point there, that to live, to breathe, takes no effort. And again, the source is the thing that pushes out through us and without any effort. So the issue comes when we think and forget, and we think that the job, we have to create the job to make the money. Then we become the source, and we cut off from the real source that makes us be alive here and now. So understanding this is a little bit more mental. We take it down to a feeling level too. But when we think we need to make the money, at that moment we are in struggle because we have told our source not to support us. So going back to going into the pleasure, which could look like work, but it's not work because it's pleasure. And and we can get money from having pleasure if we allow the easy path to come through us. And if we start to analyze the times when we have struggled, did we make more money then, or the times that we had it easy and enjoyed it, did we make more money then? And we'll see that there is a connection with the source that needs to take place that we lose sometimes.
Thank you, Arne. Thank you very much. And to me, I would say that to start to close the energy of this meeting together, that I feel so good, and I thank you. We have a lot of people in the other side too. You know, Arne and I, we co-created something that is called creative questions. You can investigate that under creativequestions.com. But I would like to offer us, as a coach, let's say, a creative question that can help us, because you know, I know all what we are saying here, no doubt. Now, I want to become that. So, you know, like that thinking can go automatically on supporting that arena. And one of the keys that I see that is definitely a big change inside myself is the level of connection to my inner world, to my spirit inside, meditating, like you were saying before. I mean, that for me is beautiful, to feel that source inside, you know, and to stay there for a while, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is that you choose to do there. But that is waking up, you know, consciousness of trust, capital letters, to really, truly trust that source is benevolent, that source is here, that source is abundant, fulfilled, you know, like there is no effort by there. Life force is radiant and fulfilled and whole and complete, you know. So if I again, I allow, you know, if I can let go of all my memories and all my understanding about suffering, hard work, separation, scarcity, blah, 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 needing, da, 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 and I really come back, and I would like to give you a creative question that you can write down and question, inquire, ponder during this week, you know, is how can I trust that source, capital letters, okay, is supporting me even financially? How can I trust, okay, that source, God, the universe, love, you call it the way that most honor your true nature, okay? How can I trust that source is supporting me even financially? And let the space open, you know, like you don't have to figure it out strong mentally, but relax into this in your meditation, you know, how can I trust really, truly, you know? That source is supportive for sure, but you know, supporting me even financially. And start to clean up all, you know, the negative, or allow the creative question to work for you. But I would like to close our call with, our meeting together here with this creative question to really support us to build the foundations, because when we trust capital letters, I mean, we allow, you know, it's much easier, you know, than when we are constricted and afraid and I must and I have, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, I don't get that. What a mess, you know. So let go, relax, learn how to trust. And sometimes I imagine myself, you know, being held, you know, by the arms of the universe, you know, and it's like, okay, my gosh, take care of this situation, you know, let go and let God, you know, when I'm worried or something like that. So that is a gift of today for all of us. And to see if this week you can ponder on this and write your questions. If you revise the chapter, you see this recording again that is here, and to really make these books and these readings and these reunions, you know, to integrate them, you know, like to really integrate. It's so easy to blah blah blah, you know, but to really take it in, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, yeah, about trust. What is my level of trust? If you see that is low, choose to think trust, okay, to build it up, okay. So that's all for today. Remember that if you want to be on the panel, you have to write Arne, A-R-N-E, @unlimitednetwork.com, so we can play more of us here together. And thank you so much for your passion for this prosperity consciousness, you know, for dedicating this time every Saturday in the morning to be with us here. And write us your comments. You know, if you have any feedback, please let us know. And here we grow all together. So have a wonderful week, everyone, and blessings.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, everybody. Thank you on the other side. Thank
Thank
you.
you.